Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I'm doing a gift request. You saw the title, Gary Allan's No Judgment Day. I don't know the song. Jason Halverson made a gift to the channel for me to do this. So first off, Jason, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for this. And you said this is a true story that happened in Crosby, Texas. So let's find out what this one, I'm curious. When I get a lead in like that, I'm like, okay, it's a true story. No Judgment Day. Huh. Some titles just are so open-ended. Didn't start the way I expected.
Willie Johnson was locking up his store Monday night.
Oh boy.
And someone snuck in and they commenced to fight. His wife Amelia found him lying on the freezer floor. Now our sleepy little town, it ain't sleeping no more.
Nope. Not this one time.
Sheriff Walker holds 3 local boys in jail. They confessed right down to the last detail. They beat Willie with a bat. He was 70 years old.
Shit. Why?
Then they bought some beer with the $6 they stole. Well, I know my anger is not politically cool,
It's fucking nauseating.
but brother, we're in danger when kids can be so cruel as to kill for play.
Yeah.
Dear God, have mercy. We're living just like there's no judgment day.
That's a double entendre there too. That's talking about like Jesus' return at Judgment Day, right? But also, people just don't have good judgment now. I mean, I can't say it's worse now. We're just more aware of it because social media, of the things that go on. Like, literally, I was just watching a little while ago. I saw a video, and I don't seek these things out, and I rarely even watch them. But it's such a thing out there in the media where some kid, and I think it was in Houston, another Texas story, where he was a media influencer of some sort. He'd either have a friend, I think like a friend, film him go up from behind people and he cold cock people in the back of the head. And of course he got arrested because once you post that, they know who you are. You get arrested for that kind of stuff. He's like a 16, 17-year-old kid doing that, posting it online. And you think, what? How do you not know? Well, not to do that in the first place, but how do you not know not to post that stuff? Like, film yourself doing a crime? I don't know. So many thoughts. All right, let's hear it. It's just pretty guitar picking, too.
Billy Haney is the youngest of the 3 accused.
He's like 14.
His grandpa got him as a baby, hungry and abused.
Oh.
But no one guessed the depth of his emotional scars till we saw him on the news, grinning like a movie star.
Damn.
Well, I know my anger is not politically cool.
Doesn't matter, sure it is.
But brother, we're Dear God, have mercy. We're living just like there's no judgment day.
Whether you believe in Judgment Day or not, it does keep a lot of people in check. So does the threat of prison.
Today the headlights lined up in a drizzling rain. To the graveyard stretched a 5-mile chain.
Wow.
And we laid to rest one of this town's sweetest souls. And we buried the peace we know in that very same hole.
Wow. What a well done homage to a man and a situation. And there's so many different ways you could go with a song like this, but in some ways you had to go in certain directions. You had to talk about the man, like the difference here, a 70-year-old beaten by teenagers to death. And the money is almost irrelevant. When you hear it was only $6, that's an after the fact thing, because the kids who beat him up didn't know there would only be $6. So that, I mean, whether it was 1,000 or 6 is completely irrelevant to me, to most people, because it's a man's life. And that's no way to go. I mean, the normal risk to life, I guess we say. One thing about human beings and civilization, so to speak, is that we do have laws, we have rules, so that we can all kind of live without interference from others like this. Like there's a risk. I mean, you might get in an airplane and unbeknownst to anybody, there's a crack in the wing and it goes down, or a car accident. Like these are normal parts of life. They're unpleasant, but there's a risk to life under normal circumstances. If you want to call aircraft and automobiles normal, I mean, that's a different discussion. But when human beings purposely do harm to others, but then, you know, that detail about they didn't realize the depth of this kid's emotional wounds or whatever, because he was abused as a kid. Now he's smiling on the news after killing this guy. And that's a depravity, man. That you ever drive down the road, you're driving, and somebody is driving like an absolute maniac. Like I drive fast, but I don't drive like a maniac. I haven't had a ticket in I don't even know how many decades, you know. So I keep it. I don't speed in residential neighborhoods, but on the highway, I'll go over the limit. But I keep it within reason. But every so often, somebody just blows past you. And I don't mind when somebody blows past me if they're driving fine. But every once in a while, they're driving, weaving in and out. And you're like, please be a cop up ahead. Somebody that guy's driving like such a dick. And it did happen one time, actually, that somebody they came so close. They were hammered. I was coming out of New York City. They were absolutely hammered. They came up from behind me so fast. I was probably doing 80, and they were doing at least 100. Nobody on the road, because it was probably midnight. And they came within like 2 feet of my vehicle. And as they go by, they're just like weaving. And there's nobody on the road. There's no traffic other than me and this other vehicle. And I'm like, holy crap. That person is absolutely hammered. And is going, the way they're driving, they're going to kill themselves or someone else. Well, wouldn't you know, I'd say it probably only took about a minute before, as I'm driving sort of like around a bend, they were pulled over, a New Jersey state trooper had got them, and you just know they were being carted off. And lost their license, no question about it. Because you can't do 100 plus and be hammered and not lose your license. Judgment Day. Judgment Day. What are the consequences? We don't know. That's one of the problems. One of the benefits of having cops is you can see them. You may not see them now, but you know they're out there somewhere, and there's that risk of getting popped. Judgment Day, if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in any of that, this doesn't mean anything. And sometimes you're like, man, I hope there's something. But then again, what am I in trouble for? I don't know. Jason, all right, yeah, man, that's an emotional trip right there. It touches a lot of emotional and mental chords. I'm not rating it. I mean, I could in one sense because it wasn't strictly about Mr. Johnson, I think his name was, but I'm not gonna rate it. I mean, but that was very, very well done for what it was. I mean, really well done, and the guitar picking was just beautiful. It set a stage for poignancy. So, all right, folks, true story right there. Thank you, Jason, for that gift and request, my friend. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.